Fifth and final test between India and England gets underway tomorrow, but don't use the term dead rubber around Ben Stokes. So we're going to hear from him before we chat to Neil Manthorp. The skipper says, despite already having lost the series, the fifth test still important for his England side.
Winning any test match anywhere in the world at any given point in any series is what it's about, and that's why staying, just so in the moment about taking it game by game. Yes, we've got the opportunity to win the series 3-2, but we've got an opportunity to go out and represent your country again, and we've got an opportunity to go out and have another test match win for England. So, the best result for us is 3-2. Still lost the series, but you take each game as it comes, and you want to win every game you play.
It's Ben Stokes. Yeah. Neil Manthorp has joined us, one of our excellent commentary team and manners. 3-2 in India as a series defeat would have a sheen of respectability about it, wouldn't it, considering their record at home?
Yeah, absolutely. They've won their last 17 series in a row, India at home. So that would be a tremendous result. But, for over 30 years, I've heard cricketers saying things like that Ben Stokes just said there, and I thought, nah, come on. Yeah. The series is gone. You came here to win the series. Don't pretend. And for the first time, I believe him. He's the first guy I actually believe, because we all thought that they've gone there to win the series and that was the focus. But Stokes has dedicated his career to Test match cricket at this stage, and I think that will stay that way. And he treats every single Test match as an event in its own right. And I really do believe that they're going to go out there and give it everything. And he used the term departure lounge syndrome, which made me laugh. He said that it doesn't exist, but at the same time he admitted that it has done on previous tours. But they don't have one foot on the aeroplane. In fact, they've been to see the Dalai Lama. So.
Yeah, it is the most beautiful ground. People talk about Cape Town, where you're from, obviously, and that is fabulous. But this ground is so special. The stands, the backdrop of the Himalayas. That in itself should mean it's a great occasion.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been the home of the Tibetan government in exile since 1960. So, by the way, that's why the Dalai Lama hangs out in a place called MacLeod Ganj.
Wow.
Amazing, isn't it? Yeah. There's a bit of a colonial history there. Yeah. But, you can't fail to be inspired by that. Half a dozen of the players went, all of the coaches, the team management. So, there is a lot to inspire the team and to make sure. I mean, Johnny Bairstow's 100th Test match, of course.
It's a lovely story. Yeah.
Fabulous. 33 years after his father David was first capped. Tremendous performance from him. I mean, a lot of talk about whether Harry Brook will move straight back into the middle order and it'll be his 100th and last Test match. Yeah. But then Johnny Bairstow's been putting up with that conversation for most of his 100 Test matches. Interesting, he played his first Test before Joe Root, and Root's played 40 more Test matches. So, Bairstow's often been the fall guy.
We're going to hear from him now. I know he's got lots of friends and family coming over to watch him tomorrow. So he said it's an honour to be earning his 100th Test cap for England.
It means a huge amount. It's boyhood dream stuff. It's something that when you're a young kid, you want to try and do it, but never do you actually think you're going to achieve it. So, it's been an amazing journey. It's been something that I've absolutely loved. Each part of it, the challenges that have come with every single part of the travelling, the growing up, when you're away from home, everything like that is something that I've cherished along the way.
It's also Ravichandran Ashwin's 100th Test cap tomorrow, but he seems less excited. He was saying that my missus is excited, my parents are, and my kids are, but for me it's just a number. It doesn't really matter.
I think he's more excited by the 500 Test wickets that he's just taken.
That's exactly, more of a milestone.
Yeah, and Ashwin's always been quite clear that he has this sort of a variety of interests outside of the game. I mean, he's not a dedicated cricket anorak that many others. I'm not suggesting Johnny is, of course, either. He's a keen golfer and he's got lots of interests elsewhere. But I think once Ashwin's 38 and he's got a family and I think that it's been a long, hard journey. Test cricket's hard and the travelling's hard, and yes, it's glamorous and it's an honour as well. But you just sort of get the sense that he's heading towards the end of his career.
There've been some real gains on this tour, especially in the spin bowling department. I mean, Hartley had the worst start, didn't he?
Yeah.
But credit to the boy. I mean, he's bowled really. I think he's out-bowled all the other spinners in the series, which, considering they're in India, is some achievement. And Bashir and so I think it's. I tell you what, I am interested in though. Paul and I were talking about this before. The Bazball, all the old soaks like Nasser is saying. I mean, I like Nasser, but honestly,
I don't know about old soaks is the phrase.
Well,
the ex-players. I think it's not the greatest turn of phrase.
You know what
Nasser, if you're listening, you're not an old soak.
You know what I
yes,
mean. I mean, they're all having a go at him if we lose 4-1, but they forget A, that when they played, that was a regular occurrence, and B, this has been great for Test cricket. It's been a great series, even if we lose 4-1. We won the first game. We had just had little bad periods. All right, there was the one where we were absolutely thrashed, but in general we've competed.
It's incredible that you're this,
because it's so enjoyable. It's
Team Bazball.
It's much better to lose playing like this than it is to be, quite
death by a thousand cuts. We've watched enough of that.
And exactly. And the thing is that if you kind of know that you're going to lose at the moment to this Indian team, when you go to India, what have we always done in the past? We've always done. We've always played our three seamers. We've always, and there's a set formula, and this is how you play cricket in India. And if you know that that's probably not going to work, almost certainly not going to work, then do something different. And when they picked three frontline spinners in the first Test match in Hyderabad, and ended up winning it because Ollie Pope played an innings that he will probably never repeat, a career-defining innings. But that was absolutely fabulous, and it is. You're loving Test cricket. You're not alone. Your interest has been reboosted.
Was it the second Test when Duckett made 150? They blew a great opportunity. They were in a fantastic position.
Well, that's why some of the old soaks, as you put it, did question that at times you have to play a little bit smarter, and that's always going to be levelled at them. And those little key moments, maybe you do have to play that little bit smarter, because that was a bad collapse considering the position they'd been put in by Duckett.
Go wild, go mad, attack, but do it at the right time. There are certain things that haven't changed about Test cricket, and as I said a couple of weeks ago before the second Test match, you can reinvent the wheel, or you can try. I mean, you can always improve things. It doesn't matter that Test cricket's 150 years old. There are some things that won't change. The hard ball, you can't. That's not going to go soft. You can't accelerate that process. And when Jasprit Bumrah is the number one bowler in the world, don't take him on in the first session, in the first over of the day. Just wait. Just be patient. And Joe Root learnt from that, and because he scored a brilliant old school Joe Root 100.
Well, he played the way he needs to play, which is what he is the right thing.
But you know what? Don't deny him access to the party. If he wants to join the party, just do it at the right time and the right moment. Because it frustrates me when people say that, Joe Root's trying to fit into the new. No, he's not. He wants part of the action. He wants part of the fun. So just pick the right time. And he's played those reverse ramps, reverse scoops very successfully in Test cricket, and he's got a higher strike rate than he had before. So good on him.
Stokes could do with some runs, but he's had some terrible deliveries. Along the ground and all this thing. He's had some difficult ones.
He has, and let's not forget that he made a massive contribution to that win in Hyderabad in the first Test match when England were 150 for 6. And he came in and made a brilliant 70. I mean, he's frustrated. He's got 3 scores between 40 and 70. Johnny Bairstow has got 5 scores between 20 and 40. So he's been a poor tour, but he's made a start in every time. And
that's a good point.
He could well become the 4th player to score 100 in his 100th Test match for England.
Yeah, he wouldn't bet against it.
A nice early start for you. We better let you go and get to bed. 3:30 a.m. We're on air, building up for the 4 o'clock start. We'll have the teams and the toss. Who's the guys are on air? Well, I think we know the teams. So it's on talkSPORT 2 live, ad-free, uninterrupted coverage on DAB and on the talkSPORT app. We got the cricket YouTube page, live ball-by-ball coverage on there as well, exclusive video content, and the following on podcast, The Daily Show, featuring highlights, exclusive player audio and insight from our top team, including Manners here, and you'll be able to catch all of that. Go to talksport.co.uk/sport/cricket. It's the live blog as well, so everything covered. So enjoy the 5th Test, Manners.
I will. I really think I will. And the rain stopped now as well, which is good.
Oh, that's good news.
It's raining for a week.
Oh, really? Blimey, okay. Thanks very much. There we are. There's Neil Manthorp. The
Call for Derek Underwood.
Yeah, that's right. That's it. Might be a bit late for
Probably
Derek.
a touch late. Yeah.
Might be a bit late. So, yes, we're going to talk a bit of boxing next. We're going to hear from Joe Gallagher, boxing trainer. He's been working at Mike Tyson's gym where Francis Ngannou has been training. Hear from him later. But first, something that Fletch touched on earlier on. The sports memorabilia market is alive and well. We're going to be looking at a sale that's taken place over the last couple of days.